Hello pumpkins! If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Caroline Ironwell and I am a professional tarot consultant and certified coach practitioner. If you would like to book a reading, please go to www.carolineironwell.com and click on Book a Reading. The link is below. For the month of July, all services will be charged in CAD instead of USD, which is about a 15% discount, give or take, depending on the exchange rate that day. I hope you enjoy this video. Today's tarot reading is on Ms. Jana Duggar. I want to say before I get started that I will not be speculating on the gender preference or sexual identity of any of the Duggar children, including Jana. I am aware that there is a YouTube channel, which many of you found me through, who I'm sick of talking about, who has made videos speculating on two of the Duggars possibly being gay, and that's not our business. Someone's coming out journey is their own. So I won't be talking about whether or not Jana is gay or Jana is in love with her best friend. If Jana does decide to come out ever, if she is or is not, I have no idea what her sexual identity or sexual preference is. She would lose everything. The church that she is involved in, the Independent Fundamentalist Baptist movement, does not look favorably on homosexuality. They see it as a sin, and she would be shunned from her family, even if she still is a believer in God. Even if she still is a believer in the IFB church, it would not go well for her. She may be sent to conversion camp, which is horrible. She maybe would be kicked out and ostracized and have nothing. And Jana has no work experience. She has no education. She has no husband to take care of her, which is the tradition in their religion. We talk about if Jana Duggar was to leave Josh, how she would be, and Anna has siblings who would take her in. Anna has some support. Jana doesn't. So we're not going to go there. If something does come up about that, I'm probably just going to edit that part out because, as I said, someone's coming out journey is their own, and I'm not going to speculate or put Jana at risk of losing everything. I want to say also that if you are a Christian, even if you are part of the Independent Fundamentalist Baptist Church and you're watching this because you're just interested in Jana, even if tarot isn't your thing, you are welcome here. I don't expect an echo chamber. You are allowed your own opinions. You are allowed your own beliefs. You are allowed to voice your concerns. And I want to say that as long as you're not a dick, you're allowed here. So the rule of this channel is don't be a dick. So you are welcome here if you are different than me. I've always said that, and I always will. Just a quick reading, see where Jana's at. You may wonder why I don't show you the cards. Well, the reason for that is because I only have one camera. And I did a poll whether you'd rather see the cards or my face, and you'd rather see my face. Eventually I will have a split screen set up. I'm trying a new editing technique with my readings, so let me know in the comments how you like the new editing technique. We'll see how things go. Okay, so Miss Jana Duggar. All right, and here we have, oh, that makes me sad. I would love to see her married to the love of her life and to have a glorious, wonderful, happy future where she is able to express herself and live with some freedom, and I don't think that she has that right now. All right, so the cards that I have here, I have two stuck together, so we are going to read those together. All right, so this is actually a 5-card spread now. So the first card I have here is the King of Cups. And when the King of Cups is upright, I see him as the knight who is the knight in shining armor, who is the one who rescues the princess. It is the romantic knight card. There are 4 knights in the deck, and the other ones are warriors to some extent, and this is the romantic knight. So if he slays the dragon, he's slaying the dragon to impress his queen, his princess. However, this is reversed here, and looking at this card here, I feel like Jana's maybe not going to get the happy ending that she wanted and deserves. I feel like Jana has a secret, and I don't think that she was aware of Josh's stuff. She's actually been supportive of Josh. Now, she obviously knew before the media did because the family talked about it. I don't think that she was a victim of Josh, and she's kind of the one older sibling who wasn't. But there's other stuff that she was aware of. She's had several courtships, and typically with a courtship, that leads to marriage. And I know that Jana's in a new courtship now, but her other courtships haven't panned out, and I think it's because something may have happened to her. I am not saying that the hard R happened to her, as Emily D. Baker would call it. I'm saying that, in their belief system, they can't even kiss until their wedding night. And that's, I don't believe is healthy. But if something happened, I don't think that it was informed consensual. I think that she may have gone along with something, and maybe somebody kissed her or touched her inappropriately in some way, and I think that she has that secret, which the family is aware of, or at least Jim Bob is aware of, but I don't think that everyone is aware of, and I think that possibly the reason why one of her courtships failed is because she told someone this secret. So in a way, she's punished for what happened, which is horrible. I've been listening to the Preacher Boys podcast for the past few weeks. I've been binging the episodes, and one thing that has come out is often when there is a woman who is victimized as a young person, they are often incredibly naive and don't understand what's going on, and they are often labeled as the perpetrator and the Scarlet Woman and the temptress, instead of being the victim that they are. I think that Jana also witnessed something. Could be like two of her siblings, not the Josh stuff, experimenting. And this is more on the consensual side. I am not speculating on anyone's sexual identity or sexual preference. When you don't tell kids about bodies and what they do and what's consent and what's not and what's appropriate and what's not, they tend to experiment. And I think that if she did catch two of her siblings experimenting, that it's because they didn't know. And I think if they would have had proper education about their bodies, that wouldn't have happened. Two of Cups. Jana's the peacemaker in the house. And it's her job to smooth everything over. It's her job to make sure everybody's getting along. And she picks up a lot of Michelle's messes, literally and figuratively, and has pretty well become the de facto parent in that house, with being the only adult child left and the oldest sister left. Queen of Swords, Jana's a lot smarter than we give her credit for, and she may not have the education that that she could thrive in, but I think that she's not dumb. And we often see Jana portrayed on the show as being not like stupid or vapid, but just being a helpmeet and not having anything really to say. She's often encouraged to not have a voice. I think that she is incredibly talented in so many things. I think that she is a talented musician, a talented pianist, a talented gardener, a talented decorator, and all of these, yes, these are kind of domestic traits, but at the same point, they're not being explored, they're not being utilized, and so I think there's a lot of her talent and a lot of her, what she has to give to the world, that is being denied. With the Knight of Cups again, like I do think that she is going to get married in the very near future, if probably to the suitor that she's with now. The courtship that she's in now is probably going to lead to marriage, it's probably not going to be the happiest marriage, but again, she has no choice. And so I think that this is, it's like, okay, Jana, you're 30 or 31, 32. I know she's in her early 30s. It's time for her to get married off, essentially. And most of her siblings were married very young, right out of the gate as they turned 18. And I personally don't believe that this is always healthy. I think that sometimes relationships can last when they start young. But I think that especially when your partner is chosen by somebody else, and these do tend to be arranged marriages, that there are problems. I think that there's a lot of pressure on Jana to be married, to have children. There may even be some fertility issues with her having trouble getting pregnant, and that feels so difficult for her because she's, she's the oldest daughter, and her mom clearly has no problem getting pregnant, or didn't have a problem getting pregnant. All of her sisters, all of her brothers, they've all been able to have children quite easily. And I think that Jana may have a special needs kid to some extent. I don't think this is necessarily related to her age, but I think that this is a possibility that, and having a special needs kid, and then on top of that not being her only kid, and essentially being forced to have many kids. So it's kind of heartbreaking that she becomes very overwhelmed with this special needs kid, and then has other kids to care for, and I'm hoping her siblings will be there for her as she's been there for them. But I think that she's going to feel very alone and very isolated. With the Strength card reversed here, I think that we're also looking at some postpartum depression. I think that she probably already does suffer from some level of depression, and this is kind of ramping up. I want to see Jana get a voice. I want to see Jana speak up for herself. I want to see Jana be able to have some say in how many children that she's able to have, so that she's able to care for them properly, and that she's able to supervise them properly, and she's able to give her children the this special attention that they need. We do have the Five of Pence here, so I like this, Five of Pence reversed here. I like this coming up here. With the Five of Pence reversed, this is often a way out of poverty. So this says to me that Jana is going to be able to make some of her own money. And I know that having a job is incredibly discouraged for her culture. But so I don't think that she's going to go get a job and be hired as, a secretary or something like that. I think that Jana is going to be able to have some social media influence and get some, whether that be attention, whether that be acclaim. So I think she's going to get some acclaim through social media, and get some income through social media. I have mentioned before on my channel, I think when I was talking about Jana Duggar and some possible career opportunities for her, I had talked about the idea of a design business, and Jana is an incredibly talented interior designer, and I think that there is absolutely room for her to have a YouTube channel where she does design, and she does gardening, and she does some of the domestic tasks. I'm not a fan of the Duggars. I would watch Jana Duggar do a show about gardening and home decorating. I think there's absolutely room for her to have her own television show if she wanted to, her own series, whether that be through TLC, although that relationship's kind of burned, or whether that be through the Home and Garden Network, something like that. I think that she could really thrive and really succeed at that. And that doesn't take a lot for her to start a YouTube channel. And Joanna has a YouTube channel. I think that Ginger and Jill are both Instagram influencers, so I think that there's absolutely room for her to get monetized through that and make some money through that, and through affiliate marketing of all these products and sponsorships. Because Jana, because she has not spoken up about things, has become kind of non-controversial. So she could stay on the milquetoast side and have this influencer side to her. Right now, she is busy being surrogate mom to her younger siblings, which again is kind of sad. So I want to see a happy ending for Jana, of her to have this as an outlet. I think that kind of becomes her choice, and it kind of becomes the choice of her husband. But her filming a few videos, and I think that if it's kind of passed off as, oh, this is Jana's little hobby, it's so cute, that she's going to be allowed to, make an, TikTok video of, here's how to make your tomatoes grow, or a little video about, these colors grow great together, and this is how I'm going to paint this room. And so I think there's actually room for a business. If I could name her business, which this is just me speculating, I would love to call it something like Love Grows Here, and have that be like her design business, and be able to have a product line like Martha Stewart has a product line, or did before, and Rachel Ray has a product line, and all of these other people. So I would love to see that happen for Jana. So I think that's my specialty as a tarot reader, is not just seeing someone's situation, but I see kind of someone's true potential, and then I see the blocks that are stopping them from getting to that true potential. So I think that Jana's true potential is to be a social media influencer in design, and in interior design, and in gardening, and in art, and kind of some of these domestic things that she is already doing and is already talented at. I would love to see her do the music for her own show, because I know she plays the piano. That's what I would love to see her achieve as her potential. That is kind of like, if she wasn't held back, that's where she would be. But I think that there are a lot of obstacles in her way, that being the culture and the patriarchy, that's stopping her from achieving her goals. One thing I will say, I think that it breaks Jana's heart, not that she can't have the life that she could have and her full potential being achieved. I think it breaks her heart watching her younger sisters and knowing what their future is, that they won't be able to have the careers that they want, that they won't be able to live the lives that they want. And I think that we will see some of the younger siblings, especially some of the younger daughters, break away from the traditions of the IFB culture. It must be very difficult for Jana to hear her younger siblings say maybe like, I want to be a doctor, or I want to be this, and knowing that all they can ever be is wife and mother, and that they can't be anything more. So I think that's probably really hard for Jana to hear. And I think that her younger sisters watching what happens to Jana is going to be somewhat of a catalyst for them to have the courage to leave, because Jana isn't able to. Like I said, I want the best for Jana. I think that she does have potential, and I will be wishing her all of the best and wanting every wonderful thing that could happen. I think that Jana deep down is a good person. And that is my tarot reading today for Jana Duggar. Thanks so much for watching. If you found value from this video, please consider supporting this channel by buying Merlin a TREAT at www.ko-fi.com/Caroline Ironwill. Look at that little face. You can also become a member and get access to exclusive members-only content, have voting privileges for upcoming videos, and even join our online coven to be launched in September. Please also subscribe. It really does help with the algorithm. You can book a private reading at www.carolineironwill.com. Just click on Book a Reading. Both links are below. During the month of July, all services are in CAD instead of USD. In case no one told you today, I love you, I am thankful for you, and I am glad you're here. Bye, pumpkins.